Assalamu alaikum. I am Salman Khan from the world of IT. Welcome to AWS Cloud Practitioner full course. What is Amazon Web Services? AWS has data centers around the world to provide on-demand cloud computing services to organizations. AWS lowers the barrier to entry into tech for innovators and entrepreneurs. Companies don't need on-site data centers and can rely on AWS redundancies and high availability. Used for tasks like website hosting, storing persistent data, game development, augmented reality. Companies using AWS, Expedia, NASA, Slack, Adobe. What beginners should know to use AWS. Network protocols, client-server technology, IP addresses, domain name services. What is Amazon Web Services AWS? In the old days, if a company wanted to have a presence in the technology space, they needed a data center, a place to host computers, and an IT team to run everything. You had to hook up redundant power backups and temperature control machines run hot. A lot of resources, time and effort went into the equipment and the software to give you a foothold in the technology space. That presents a barrier to entry for companies, entrepreneurs and innovators who don't have the resources to build this entire infrastructure. Back in the early 90s, Amazon was one of the early players in e-commerce, and AWS grew out of their need to build that infrastructure for themselves. CEO Jeff Bezos required every department of Amazon to act like its own mini company. If they needed data or resources from another department, they had to build an enterprise-grade interface to retrieve the data. They took this mindset along with a lot of money and resources to build data centers that had all of the hardware, redundant power and IT teams managing them and made them available to other companies. Now, instead of building the infrastructure themselves, companies can essentially rent the infrastructure from AWS, lowering the barrier to entry for innovators and entrepreneurs. Companies don't have to have an on-site data center. They can rely on AWS, its redundancies, high availability, and all the things that make that infrastructure valuable. These data centers are spread throughout the world, providing disaster recovery. If a center fails in one location, it can roll over into another region. What is AWS for? AWS provides dozens of services ranging from standard servers that host websites to databases storing persistent data, all the way to robotics, game development, and augmented reality. Is a company you identify which AWS services you need. Who uses AWS? Companies that use AWS. The US government and CIA is just a couple of examples. Amazon represents a large part of internet traffic. Other big players include Netflix, NASA, Expedia, Slack, Adobe, Comcast. Can a company use AWS regardless of their technology stack. There are a lot of technology stacks that AWS accommodates. One of the basic elements of AWS is an AMI Amazon Machine Image, and people can create custom AMIs out of whatever tech stack they want to use. It is available and adaptable to any other tech stack a company wants to use. What are some cloud alternatives to AWS? There are other competitors to AWS in the cloud space. Google offers Google Cloud. Microsoft offers Azure. Oracle has an offering as well, Oracle Cloud Services. None of these cloud providers comes close to the footprint that AWS has in the space. AWS has about 30% of the market share, and Azure might be second to them at around 15%. AWS was the pioneer and set the bar. Google, Microsoft, and Oracle all came to the game a bit later. Amazon had the vision and foresight to say, "This is how we are going to build our company internally with this focus on networking, best practices, on extensibility, adaptability, and scalability."